Hi, my name is June Pagan. I'm a private health chef, and today I'm going to show you how to cook up aromatics while retaining the phytonutrient value of the actual vegetable. I'm starting with a red onion. Why? Because red onions have a higher antioxidant value than yellow onion, which has a higher value than a white onion. So I'm going to start with the red onion, and I'm going to peel away the outer tissue-like peel. The tissue-like peel has a concentration of the polyphenols, but since I'm sautéing this today, I am not going to be using that outer peel. If I were making a broth, I would take advantage of the fact that I had the skin, the outer skin, and I would add it to my broth. The health benefit, the polyphenols in the outer skin would leach into my broth, and I would still reap the benefits from drinking the broth. Now, what I'm planning to show you is a way to cook onions and other aromatics, to cook it in a low and slow fashion to retain the health value of the oil that you're going to cook the onion in, and also the actual vegetable itself. As you can see, I have a cast iron pan on the stove top. It's cold. I haven't preheated it. And I'm cutting my onion into dice. After I cut the onion into dice, I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes for the enzymes, the natural enzymes in the onion can be released. The enzymes are in the oil, and this process will increase the nutritional value of the onion. So now we have our onion cut up, and I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. I'm starting with olive oil, a product called Nouveau olive oil from Oroville, California. The reason I have chosen this olive oil is because it's extremely high in polyphenols. Why is it extremely high? Well, because the trees that the olives have come from are over 125 years old, and therefore they've had to survive in a very hostile environment. For many years, the olive grove was neglected, and the trees actually survived winters, droughts, and this produces a very powerful polyphenol-rich oil. You want to have high polyphenols in your oil. This is the phytonutrient or the medicinal aspect of the oil. So now I'm also going to mix that oil with a product called ghee. Ghee is a butter oil. It is basically a clarified butter or a rendered oil. So we have our onions, we have our oil. Add a little of the oil, maybe about a tablespoon, and a touch of the butter oil. The whole idea is to add your aromatics to the pan with the oil and the clarified butter, or the ghee as it's called in Ayurvedic medicine. And I'm going to start to stir. I haven't even started the pan yet. On a medium flame, and we're going to cook this in a low and slow saute fashion. I do not want the onions to burn. I do not want them to caramelize necessarily. I almost want them to sweat in the olive oil and the butter mixture. The whole idea is to keep the temperature as low as possible to retain the vitamin E. You have the vitamin E in the olive oil, you have chlorophyll. In the ghee, you have butyrate, which is a short-chain fatty acid. When you heat oil to an extreme degree, it becomes rancid. So when they talk about smoke point, you want to be way below smoke point when you're sautéing. Okay, I've been sautéing the onions for about 5 minutes now, and they're not quite tender yet, and I will continue to sauté them until they are tender. But I wanted you to see the actual color of the onion. You're not looking to have it brown. Okay, you want to just wait. You want to keep cooking them until they're soft. And you're at a low temperature. Right now I'm at a setting of 2. Now, the reason why I'm demonstrating aromatics is because they are an important component to a healthy diet. Aromatics They're very versatile. You can use them to add to an omelet. You can throw in potatoes. You can add mushrooms, which would make them even more appetizing. Onions are great. You can make soup out of them. I use them as a base for soup, any type of soup. But I would recommend that you have onions on a daily basis. You can cook them ahead and keep them stored in the refrigerator and add them as needed to different dishes. They're a wonderful enhancement to grains. And there you have it. You have your basic aromatics.